My stepmother concealed her $28,000 handbag to accuse me of stealing when my stepmother hid her own $28,000 handbag to frame me for theft. My father, upon uncovering the truth, pleaded with me not to take legal action, but I went ahead and pressed charges. For context, I'm a 24-year-old woman who graduated from college about a month ago and have been temporarily staying with my father and stepmother. My father knows I don't get along with my stepmother, Claudia Moreau, and that I have no intention of living with her long-term. Claudia, who's 39, has never been fond of me either, which is mutual. My biological mother passed away when I was 10, and my father started dating Claudia when I was 18. They married by the time I was 21. Claudia's dislike for me began early on, without any clear reason. Despite being much older, she seemed to harbor an odd resentment toward me, a teenager at the time. I tried to be cordial, but when her attitude remained cold, I gave up and started ignoring her. We coexisted in the same house until I left for college, but it was tense, as she constantly found ways to nitpick at me. Returning to live here after college wasn't ideal, but until I secure a job and can afford rent, I'm stuck. Claudia's behavior has worsened significantly since I moved back. During my college years, I'd visit briefly for holidays or weekends, and we managed by mostly avoiding each other. But now, with my prolonged stay, she seems unable to cope. Over the past few weeks, she's made it her mission to irritate me, leading to constant arguments. Strangely, she transforms into the perfect stepmother whenever my father is around, making it pointless to complain to him. He'd likely think I'm overreacting. I tried to stay quiet to avoid giving her satisfaction, but then she crossed a line with an outrageous act, prompting me to file charges. My father now claims I provoked her and shouldn't take it so seriously, leaving me conflicted. About 6 days ago, we had a petty disagreement while my father was at work. I was busy applying for jobs online when Claudia stormed into my room, complaining about the extra laundry she claimed I caused. She demanded I do my own washing, and I rolled my eyes but agreed. She blew this out of proportion, declaring it was her house, and I couldn't behave that way. I retorted that it was my father's house, and that she'd done nothing to earn her place here except marry a wealthy man to live a life of leisure. The argument escalated, but she eventually left, and I thought it was over. That evening, when my father returned, Claudia claimed her $28,000 designer handbag had vanished and accused me of stealing it, implying my joblessness made me desperate. Shockingly, my father sided with her, suggesting I should be cooperative instead of defensive. After a heated argument, she called the police. My room and belongings were searched, but nothing was found, so the bag was reported stolen, and I was cleared due to lack of evidence. Humiliated, I left to stay with a friend that night. My father didn't stop me, signaling where his loyalties lay. 3 days ago, he called me in tears, revealing that Claudia confessed to hiding the bag at a friend's house to frame me. He overheard her discussing it on the phone, relieved that I'd left. He'd come home early to surprise her but was stunned by her deception. He apologized, asked me to return home, and promised to make amends in person. I refused, stating I wouldn't come back so soon, especially with Claudia still there. I also told him I'd filed charges against her for attempting to frame me. He begged me to resolve it as a family, warning that legal action would irreparably damage things. But her actions were malicious and dangerous, and I couldn't let them slide. If my father can't see her true character, that's his failing too. My friend warned that pressing charges might permanently sever my relationship with my father, who loves Claudia despite her actions. She reminded me of his sacrifices after my mother's death, raising me single-handedly without family support. This gave me pause, but I'm still leaning toward legal action, though I worry about losing my father. For clarity, my father is around 50, and Claudia, 39, worked when they met but quit after marriage, which fueled my comment about her motives. I see her for who she is, even if my father doesn't. Update 1. I've decided to press charges against Claudia. My love and respect for my father don't outweigh the need for justice. What she did was unacceptable, and I hope he'll eventually understand my perspective. He shouldn't have told me the truth if he didn't want me to act on it. I've consulted friends who recommended a lawyer, and though it'll cost me, I'm using savings left by my mother. I'm in talks for a well-paying job starting next month, so I can afford to pursue this. I'm suing for malicious prosecution, seeking damages, though I'm open to an out-of-court settlement if Claudia admits her fault. Some may see this as vengeful, but it's necessary for me. Update 2. I haven't spoken to my father in 3 weeks, ignoring his calls to avoid his attempts to dissuade me. After Claudia was served legal papers 3 days ago, he bombarded me with messages, calling me selfish and petty for not considering his perspective. I responded that he raised me to stand up for myself, and I won't forgive Claudia, who hasn't apologized. She had time to make amends but chose silence, knowing my father would back her. His bias is heartbreaking. He could have urged her to apologize, but instead, he pressured me to let it go. If he hadn't overheard her conversation, I'd still be under suspicion. His priorities have shifted to Claudia, and it hurts. I told him this in a message, and he didn't respond, likely because he knows I'm right. I'm standing firm. Claudia deserves consequences. Update 3. I've been busy with a new job and recently moved into my own apartment, which feels liberating. I settled the case with Claudia out of court for $33,000, $5,000 more than the bag's value. She also got community service for filing a false report. I suspect the money came from my father, as Claudia likely can't afford it, and the bag was his gift to her. My father and I haven't spoken since my last message calling him out. We haven't blocked each other, but neither of us has reached out. I miss him, but our relationship feels irreparably changed, which is painful to accept. Update 4. It's been 1.5 years since I last spoke to my father. I hear about him only through family gatherings, which he avoids. I attend these to combat loneliness after cutting ties with him. I learned recently that he and Claudia are considering adoption, which shocked and upset me. Claudia's actions prove she's unfit to parent, and I'm hurt that my father forgave her instead of supporting me. I hope their adoption plans fail, not out of spite, but because I believe their relationship is flawed. I want my father to realize his mistake, but it may be too late to repair our bond. Update 5. 4 years later, I'm engaged to my partner of 4 years, Lucas Mayer. We've lived together for 2 years, and he proposed recently. I shared the news on social media, and my father, who I hadn't spoken to in 5 years, congratulated me. I learned he and Claudia are separated and discussing divorce, with him facing alimony payments. He admitted to regretting his selfishness, saying tensions with Claudia stemmed from her actions against me. He refused adoption, feeling she was trying to replace me, which led to their split. His message, asking for forgiveness, moved me to tears. Lucas and I visited him, and though his home and health showed signs of neglect, we shared an emotional reunion. We agreed to work toward a fresh start, acknowledging it'll be challenging but worthwhile, especially with Claudia out of the picture. I'm hopeful for our future. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories. Get more experiences.